Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Moser. I'm a software engineer over here at Imus, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can utilize Git version control systems into your Tara production process with Secure. This is going to be a fairly in-depth but hopefully approachable way of actually being able to implement Git within your local Secure client. This is something that is very, very powerful and should be set up as early as you can if you're interested in using a version control system, because then you'll be able to mark all changes that happen throughout your Tara project, all the commits that people make, and be able to see even differences between versions of the project. Before we get started on this, you're going to need two things before we can actually get into the process itself. First, you're going to need a GitHub account. This is something that you can make free on github.com or gitlab.com. And then second, you're going to want the GitHub desktop client. This is something that is on Windows. I'm not sure if it's there for Mac, but you can use the client. It is a graphical user interface, so it should be fairly welcoming to new people once you understand kind of what you're going to be doing there. If you're already familiar with Git and would prefer to do everything from the command line or terminal, feel free to do so. The process is going to be just the same. You just won't be interacting with the GUI elements that I'm going to be showing in this tutorial. Moving on over, I'm going to change the scene here real quick. And what we can see here is a Tara project that I've created for the sake of this demonstration. It has our ISO solution and our Tara solution, which is just a Git video demonstration. We can see through our item definition, we haven't done anything with it, but I want to just go ahead and start this as our baseline for the actual project itself. First thing we want to note is our local directory in which this file is located. So we can see here it is C, users, my name, MPS projects, Git video demonstration. Now what we're going to want to do is open up our GitHub desktop application. If this is your first time opening it, you're going to have to log in. It'll just be your GitHub login. And what we're going to do is go over to File, and we're going to go to, we're going to select our current repository here. We're going to go to Add, and then we're going to say Add Existing Repository. This is going to ask for a local path. That's going to be the path that we had up here for our file itself. So we'll open this. We'll see that it take me to our File Explorer. We can then go ahead and see users, me, MPS projects, and then we can see the Git video demonstration here. We'll select this file, so just click it once, and then we're going to select folder. This directory does not appear to be a Git repository. Would you like to create a repository here? We're going to go ahead and select yes. This is a Git video demonstration name. You can name it whatever you want. You can provide a description for your project. We will say it's our first Tara Git integration. You can see here that has a local path. The README, Git ignore, and license are generally things that you can ignore. If you're familiar with Git and would like to include a README, obviously you can do so here, but for most users, you won't want or really need to do anything here. So we'll go ahead and select Create Repository. Now we can see here that what we've done is we've created a local Git repository on our machine. And we can verify what's in the contents of here by going to the repository section, and we could go to Show and Explore. This opened up this window on my other monitor, and we can see that all of our files are here just as we were expecting them. We have our Git video demonstration Tara with our models, our ISO 21434 solution with its models, etc. Now we have our local section, we want to actually push this online so that it's accessible via github.com. So what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and publish our repository. With this, it will give us an option of github.com or GitHub Enterprise. We'll provide the name for our project as well as a description for it. This little check mark here for keep this code private, this is something that you may want to enable depending on the sensitivity of the information that you're working with. With GitHub, anyone can look at anyone's profile, and any repository that isn't marked as private will be visible to them, and they'll be able to go through the code. This is something that's helpful when you're working on an open source project and you want to be able to show people and just everyone what you're doing in the project, what the project contains, and is generally meant for open source. When you're working for a for-profit company or you just have information that needs to be kept private, generally you want to keep this checked. That way, when you're actually working in a collaborative environment with others and you have to then share your this particular repository with other people, you can go ahead and then name those users as people who can either access, read only, or maintain the repository. So we'll go ahead and go and publish this repository. Give it a second. All right, now it's all published. Now we can go and actually view it on github.com from the repository dropdown. Go ahead and open it. It opened it on my other monitor here, and we could see the project. Here we could see, okay, there's the name of the project, it's their first HARA-Git integration description, and we can even see a little private section here to note that, hey, this information here is private. And now we've gone ahead and we've actually created our first publish and our first commit within Git. Now, Git allows us to do a lot of very powerful things within the tool. First off, version control is very, very helpful for being able to actually keep track of changes that are made throughout a project's lifecycle. But before we can actually utilize those features, we need to close and reopen Secure here, because we need to just make sure that all the changes have gone through. It needs to reload so that we can actually have our access to our version control system. Now that we've restarted Secure, we can see down here at the bottom that a new section has appeared within our inspector. This is the Version Control Center. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to see a log of all the changes that have happened and who's created those changes. In this case, there's only been one commit, so we can see that commit. We can see who created that commit. In this case, it's me. And then we can even go to the files themselves, and let me go through, close the inspector, and we can see what was committed to those specifically. Additionally, as we're working on our project, and we'll go ahead and just create a little bit of a system diagram for us here. We'll just go ahead and do always add. We'll just add some data, do a data flow between these two components. That's it. Now that we have a bit of work done within here, we can actually see what the difference is between the last commit that we made when we initially made the project and what our current version is now. So by clicking this button over here, we can show diff, and here we could see some of the differences that are present within this version. When we're looking to further access different logs, we can go ahead and see them via this section here. And we have features like being able to roll back our information. So if for whatever reason we decided that we want to go back to the commit, maybe we made some changes to our product and we need to roll back to a different point, or maybe when we were working with the tool, we deleted some things that we wanted to keep and we just want to be able to undo everything that we have been working on. You go ahead and select this, go ahead and roll back, that's okay. And now you can see that we have nothing within our system diagram as it was when we first created our commit. Additionally, as we're going through and adding parts to our system diagram, I'll go ahead and just create a bit more here. Go into the version control. If we decided that the changes that we had here we wanted to commit, all that we would do is within here, we would go to this check mark, select commit, and then we can apply a commit message. Additionally, we could see some information about what we've changed to our project here. And we're just going to say, this is the second commit. We'll go ahead and select commit. And we have committed our file changes. This is something that we can now see within our log here. We can see that there was a new commit. We could even access and show the difference between the commit and what we've done. In this case, it looks like I was just adding those small files that I decided to add here for the components. And additionally, we can go ahead and even roll back 2 different stages of our commit. So if we wanted to go back to our initial commit, we could go and select here, and let's reset current branch to here. We're going to go for one of these options depending on what it is specifically you're looking to do. For this instance, I'm going to just have it as mix. And now we've reset back to our first part, and we no longer have those items within our system diagram, and it's been removed from the log. So this is just a very brief demonstration of how you can use the version control access via Git. It's a very, very powerful feature, and especially as you're looking to do things like look at different change lists that you have and be able to actually see just what's been added or removed from projects as people have been working on it. It's a very powerful feature and something that you'll want to spend a little time with to get comfortable. Now, when you do make a second commit and you're ready to push those changes over to your repository, all that you'll want to do is go over to your GitHub desktop application, add your commit notes here, in this case, second commit to main, and then you'll push to origin, and then those changes will be reflected within the cloud. Then whenever someone goes and does a pull on that repository, they'll have the most up-to-date version of that project. That's going to be it for this video. We have other videos coming on other topics regarding Secure, so if you have other questions about the tools, feel free to let us know and we can make videos on those specific topics.